All right, guys, what's going on? Thank you for joining me tonight. So, flown grown. I don't know. The it just cut off. There was no warning. I didn't have. Usually it starts slowing down or it starts buffering. There was nothing. It just went. The app told me you're done, fucko, and that was it. So I thought I was gonna get like a strike or something. Apparently not. So it might have been my app that was acting up. I don't know, but the app was probably acting up. And so anyway, so I'm on here. It's 11:55. I'm getting ready. I'm like, all right. So I'm looking around. I'm like, where the fuck is the scheduled show? So I go into YouTube and I'm like, the scheduled show isn't there. I'm like, shit, because I was fucking around with this. I forgot to schedule the show. So I did it last minute. I normally give you guys a couple of hours heads up. But yeah, anyway. Yes, Pete, thank you for the 5x5. Jeep Girl, thank you for the 5x5. Jaleesa, thank you for the spam by spam. Yeah, so it was just one of those days. And I was busy today looking into certain online courses. Some of these online courses, man, they're charging a lot, and these people are making money. If you do the math in your head on some of these online courses, these guys are making a lot of money and some of them are giving you guarantees, and others aren't. But I was shopping around for certain online courses, so I was busy doing that. I'm gonna record a couple of videos after this live stream, of course. Anyway, so I'm always busy doing something, and I'm trying to be better with my time. But yeah, apparently my time thing sucks. I mean, I'm a lot better than I was a couple months ago, but whatever. Laura, thank you for the 5x5. Prep me, thank you for the 5x5. Devin, thank you for the 25. Yeah, Laura, it was very weird. It was weird how it just cut off. It was like the app just said the app stopped the live stream. So if the app stopped the live stream, that means it wasn't YouTube. It was actually this app. I don't know if it's malfunctioning. Let's see if it happens again. If it does, because the app said it stopped recording. No, the app said, do you want to continue your stream? So I continued the stream, but whatever. And that was the other thing too. So it had to have been YouTube because the chat was not being replayed, and on all my live streams, I request the chat to be replayed, right? So yeah, there was a lot going on. So I don't know, man. It's always fucking something. Oh, so by the way, I need to talk about this real quick, but Bear Independent, or rather Refuge Medical, is doing a Restoration 10, I think it is. It's called Awareness Starts with the Movie, Restoration Starts with a House. And Caleb House is looking for donations. They're asking for minimum, I think, is $10, and they're matching it. So I guess for every 10, they match it. So the first 10 of every unique donation will be matched. Now, let's see if I can get this on the screen without fucking anything up. But it's shit. Export the photos. All right, let's see. I think I'm in business. So now I'm going to add this to, give me 2 seconds. But anyway, they're looking for donations, and I think the minimum is $10. Hopefully, if you have it, you donate it, they will match it. This is to rebuild the Caleb House, or if not rebuild it, but fix it up a little more. I don't know, I don't know what the extent is. I didn't ask. I just fucking do what I'm told. All right, that should be it. Give me 2 seconds to help out. All right. So I'm going to put this on here. There's a QR code that you guys can scan on this screen. I'm going to leave it up for a couple seconds. Hopefully. Oh, of course. That didn't work. Shitballs. Oh, wait. There it is. All right, boom. There goes your QR code. I guess you could scan that off the live stream. And again, this is a donor matching fundraiser benefits Caleb House, a restoration house for trafficked kids. So for those that might not know, Caleb House takes care of trafficked kids. I can never say that word. Anyway, you can also go to calebhouse.org or scan the QR code here to donate. The first 10 of every unique donation will be matched. So I guess you can give them $1, right? But $10 definitely works. Again, guys, I see where this money goes. I've seen it firsthand. So these people are not scamming you or any kind of shit like that. I guess they told me about this a while ago. I wasn't paying attention because I never fucking do. But yeah, so this, guys, is a fundraiser. And you can donate off your phone. I think that's a quicker way. Or you can go directly to calebhouse.org. So hopefully I didn't botch this. And if you didn't get it, it'll be here for a little. You can always rewind the live stream. Or I can leave it here for a little bit. I think that'll work better. I don't want to fuck anything else up. Because every time I touch something on here, it turns to fucking shites. It turns to shitester. Alright. Now, where the fuck did my chat go? It's one thing or the fucking other. Where to... I apologize now if this goes off. I don't know where my chat went. I guess I'll have to pull it up on my my iPad. Output stream size. Yeah, I have no fucking clue where the chat went. So if you guys are saying something to me right now, I can't fucking tell. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck it went. Stupid fucking app. It's probably my fault for not knowing where it is. Source, camera, mic, overlay. Let's see. Recording, output, options. Windows, there it is. Comments and reactions. There it is. Holy shit balls. I'm a fucking asshole. Anyway, so with that, guys, hopefully you guys donate if you can. They'll take anything. They'll take any denominations, but I think $10 is the what you call it. I think $10 is the minimum. No, you can go to others, and then you could put in $1 at the bottom. So $10 is the first choice. Then it's 20, 50, 100. Then you could put your own donation at the bottom. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I will donate right after this. I was just given this email too. I was just sent this email rather. So hopefully you guys will donate, and then tomorrow night I will have it up again for the double header, or at least just the Angry Prepper. Sorry, not the double header. For the Angry Prepper, I will have this up again as well. This money, guys, the only group of people I know that are doing anything for trafficked kids. Can't fucking say it. It's like I have a stroke every time I try to say trafficked kids. What the fuck? Anyway, it's a lot of shit I can't say. Apparently, it's Lahainu or Lahaina. I say Lahaina, and people are like, it's not Lahaina. I'm like, but then somebody told me it was Lahainu, and now it's Lahaina. And I'm like, whatever. You get what the fuck I'm saying. But I think it's Lahaina. Lahaina. And not Lahainu or Lahaina. Because I kept saying Lahaina. That's what it is. Trafficked kids. So, yeah. I'm all fucked up. I'm pretty sure I'm fucking stroking out. That's why I can't pronounce anything. But anyway. Let's get into the Wednesday midweek report. Holy shit, 11 minutes on fucking ranting about nothing. Other than the Caleb house, ranting about nothing. So, guys, today what we're going to talk about. Oh. Okay. Let me take this off because it might be inappropriate in talking about what I'm going to talk about and then having this on. All right, guys, you have to do me a favor. This question is the biggest question of all times. Not only is it a question, when I read the article, I was like, what the fuck is this? This is by far one of possibly the worst insults known to mankind. And when I saw this, I was sitting there thinking to myself, what would I do? And my initial reaction would have been like, fucking, I'm gone. All right. Now, I'm going to ask this question before I read. You know what? I'm going to read the article first, then I'm going to ask the question. When I ask the question, I would like you guys to put it in the in the comment section below. You have to. Anyway, so, article goes, my wife has a terminal illness. She wants sex with her ex one last time. It only gets better from here. Anyway, a heartbroken husband says his wife's her last dying wish, is to sleep with her ex one last time. Now, the posting on this was 2 years ago on Reddit by an anonymous man alleging that his wife of a decade, married for 10 years, has 9 months to live. This was 2 years ago, so she's probably dead. The original post has since been deleted, but it's been reposted numerous times. My wife has terminal disease and is projected to last only 9 months, give or take. I am of course destroyed. We've been together for a decade. I don't remember life without her. I don't know what I'm going to do when she is gone. I have been doing my best to make her last days of her life a good one. Granted, whatever her wish is. Then she dropped this bomb on him. She dropped the bomb of, could she sleep with her ex? Yes, this is like a Dear Abby. Could she sleep with her ex one last time? Now, I didn't copy and paste the whole article, but from what I remember about the article was that as it goes down, he didn't know what to do because that's her dying wish. Does he let her sleep with her ex, or does he deny it? Now, he's torn because that's a kick in the face. That is a straight kick in the face. Your dying wish, not to be with your husband and to be held by your husband one last time, but to sleep with your ex after you guys have been together for 10 years. Now, I've been an asshole in my time. I've done my cheating. And the one thing I know for a fact, that if you guys have been together 10 years, she's been banging this guy behind your back over the last 10 years. And someone said stop feeding her. Holy shit. So now, because she's dying, does she get a pass? Or do you just deny her and deal with the repercussions of that? Now, the fact that she's asking, to me, means that she was always doing it. She's been doing it for the last few years. And now that she's being taken care of around the clock by her husband, I didn't mean to do that, her husband, she's looking to sneak out one last time, except for she can't. Let her and leave her ass. Yeah. That's the divorce her on her deathbed. Fuck out of here. Alpha widowed. Yeah. She do not commit adultery. Number 7. Denied. Well, see, here's the thing, Christian Prepper. Me personally, like some of you are saying, I'd be like, listen, you do what you got to do, but I'm no longer... Matter of fact, I'm like, you want to sleep with him? Let him take care of you. That's what I would do. And I would leave, and it'd be radio silence until she's dead. At that point, I don't even think I'd visit... I don't even think I would go to her funeral, being that we were married together. Now, keep in mind, this guy is connected to her. He's already crushed by the fact that she's dying. So he's already crushed by the fact that she's dying. Then she drops this bomb on him, another bomb. Bad enough, not blaming her for her illness, but bad enough she dropped the bomb of "I'm dying" on him, and now he's like, "Oh my God," and he's like, he's trying to make the best of it. Then she drops a second bomb on him. "Your dick isn't good enough. I want to sleep with my ex." That's exactly what I heard when I read this. Yeah, it's not a real wall, by the way. Okay, it's cloth. It's not a real wall. All right. So guys, that's a kick in the dick and a face and a stomp on the chest, all in the same fucking blow. Because all I heard when I read that, my fucking heart sank for the dude. I was like, oh man, because that's like, your dick isn't good enough. Can I please have some good dick for the last time? That's what she's saying. Great simp movie plot. Very good. Great simp movie. I read this article a week ago. I had to save it for today because I just couldn't fucking. And I know, like, I'm laughing because it's a fucked up situation to be in, man. It's like, it's an impossible situation. Now, granted, some of us would just be like, yo, I'm out of here. And let this motherfucker take care of you. If you feel that, about it, I don't know. Yo, that's an impossible. Now, again, it's alleged. I don't know if it's true. I could see this being a thing. The post was 2 years old, and a person came out. The person who wrote the original post then deleted it, but of course, leave it to the internet to record it and pass it around, screenshot it and pass it around. It's been screenshotted so many times, though, that like if you try to look it up now, you could barely read what it says. But anyway, guys, 1,000 silver. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But yeah, guys, that's a holy fuck stick, man. Like, seriously, that's bad. Every level is bad. Bad enough she's dying, and now you're like, yo, your dick isn't good enough. You suck in bed. I need to have the greatest dick of all time. That's three That's three hammers dropped on him. She's dying, wants to sleep with the ex, and wanting to sleep with the ex, telling him indirectly that his dick's no good. Oh my God, there's three. Anyway, sorry, holy shitballs, man. Thanks. I was hoping it was a rumor. Someone said I was hoping it was a rumor. Yeah. So the mandates, guys. We're switching gears now. The mandates are coming back. A lot of places are requesting and or mandating people to put face coverings on in certain states. So, yeah, man. It's why are the cops going crazy at the Verrazano Bridge right now? Can you fill me in on that, Pete? Darnell, that's a good question, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about... listen, I could stay on that subject about the guy getting smashed in the fucking face by his dying wife all fucking day, because what the fuck, man? But we got more problems coming our way. And we have new things headed this way. We have new variants headed this way. And so a lot of things are coming back. And they're making the push or harder push for on tickets. They're making harder push for the second or third arm ticket, the boosters. They're making harder push for that. They're telling people about this new variant that are putting people in hospitals. And they're talking about hospitalizations going up. But again, guys, here's the problem with hospitalizations. If you are visiting, used to be when you went to a hospital, for a visit, that's what it was. It was a visit. Hospitalizations were anytime you were admitted to the hospital. Now, they changed that. So anytime you go to the hospital with a variant of some kind, you are now considered a hospitalization. When you weren't. You were just visiting. So they count every Mr. 19 event that visits a hospital, a hospitalization. So, yeah, guys, face coverings are going to be out. People are going to be like, yo, put a face covering on. I'm like, eat my ass. I don't know what to fucking tell you. It's not happening right now. Yeah, the EG5, they're worried about that bullshit. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. No, the increase of people not being here anymore or dying is not a thing. So it's bullshit. It's the worst. And they're going to be pushing that narrative because, guys, they're starting now in the end of summer. They're starting at the end of summer right now to go into the fall, into winter. So they're starting their rhetoric now so that they have some momentum going. So come fall and winter, they can start hammering us full speed ahead with the bullshit that they have lined up for us, that is. All right, they said. So I'll ask a buddy of mine as to what's going on in Verrazano Bridge, and because I can't spell Verrazano Bridge, give me half an hour. Sorry. And now everybody's texting me about the Caleb House thing. So just donate. What's going on at the Verrazano Bridge? Fuck good shit, man. Me and my stupidity. Alright. What's going on at the Verrazano Bridge? Hopefully they'll be able to tell me what's going on. It's a cop, by the way, so. Just leave her and sister send her pictures. Yeah, I can never spell it right. So, I mean, at least you're attempting to spell it. But yeah, guys, that's exactly it, Darkman. Here goes the bullshit once again. And Flown Grown says there's an active shooter situation in PA. Cops ran out of bullets. They had to call in SWAT. Imagine running out of rounds. No, Verrazano, not Arizona. Yeah. But anyway, guys, so with that being said, they're hammering us with the bullshit. Obviously, they want us to fall in line with some new things they have in store for us, whatever those new things might be. It could be a new outbreak. It could be a new set of rules they want to force upon us to see whether or not we're going to listen. Who the fuck knows? Nonetheless, guys, it's a fucking issue that we're definitely going to see for the next few years. Not the next few months, not the next few weeks, the next few years, we're going to be seeing more bullshit. Just what it is. This is our new reality. Oh, okay, so, by the way, sorry, switching gears. We're going to be talking about a situation here in New York City that, listen, I don't understand this teacher-student shit. I'm really at a loss for it. I don't understand why teacher-students, the relationship thing is going on. I think that calling these teachers by their first name is a bad idea. I've always thought so. I'm like, hey, how's it going, Sarah? How's it going, Tom? Once you start implementing, guys, Jason Smith, you're right about that. The mail-in ballots will probably come back, right? If they start this bullshit for election season, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense now. That's part of it. Part of it is they just want full control, But anyway, the teacher relationship problem, guys, that we're seeing all over the country, right? We're watching teachers bang students left and right. And seemingly, guys, when male teachers bang a female student, the guy is the worst predator on the planet. Probably rightfully so. Even if she's 18, somehow he's still, a predator. When female teachers do it to male students, no harm, no foul. They get way less time than the guys do when they go to court, that is. They get ostracized for a little bit, not as long as a guy does. But this teacher here in New York City, which I found to be an interesting story, she's married, right? So married NYC teacher who once posted, "Helping kids understand consent," is charged with raping a 14-year-old student. So a Queens middle school teacher was arrested Tuesday for allegedly having her way with a 14-year-old student after posting, "Helping kids understand consent." She's one of those liberal teachers that talk about consent. Now, consent is a real thing, but the problem with consent is it ruins a lot now, right? So as an adult with another female adult, you guys give each other looks, and there's automatic consent that goes along with it. That usually starts with kissing and groping of some kind. This new consent shit that you have to turn around and ask somebody, do you consent to me touching your breast, right? This is where we are now in society. Can I put my hand on your behind? Because you can't say ass, and I'm going to kiss you now. Is it okay? This is the gay shit that we're dealing with in today's society. Usually you can look at a chick and you know right away if a chick is into you. And a chick already made up in her mind that she's going to fucking have her way with you the minute she starts talking to you. But today's society, we have to have consent. We have to, "Please, I will like to touch your buttocks," right? Anyway, so this teacher, Melissa Rockenstein, a married 33-year-old teacher at Corona Arts and Science Academy, was arrested for disturbing allegations around 10 a.m. yesterday in Queens. Sorry, I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm laughing about the allegations. It wasn't clear whether the alleged happened on or off campus, but apparently she's charged with rape, criminal sexual act, and acting in a manner that injurious to a child less than the age of 17. Never heard of that. Ironically, October 2021, she posted a picture of how to handle consent, which is part of a PSA infographic advising adults to ask a child, would they like to give a relative a hug? Now, remember growing up, you were like, hey, your parents would be like, hey, why don't you go give your grandmother a hug? And then you just gave your grandmother a hug. Now you have to have consent from the child to give the hug. The consent goes like this. Hey, is it okay that you hug grandma? And then the kid says yes or no. Instead of being like, hey, go hug your grandmother, she misses you. You can't do that anymore, apparently. Now, not that I care. I don't tell any of my kids. I tell my kids, go give your grandmother a fucking hug, she misses you. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's a hug. But leave it to liberals to sexualize a hug in some kind of manner. This is why they want, fucking society to fall apart in a handbasket. Because actually go to hell in a handbasket, fall apart like fucking this country is. Pay me for a hug, granny. And then, yeah, you can ask grandma for a nickel for a hug, right? Then you fucking hug her 1,000 times. You got 1,000 nickels. But anyway, this is the stupidity of society today, guys, because this whole first name basis shit, I wish that the Board of Ed would go back to last names. Right? Last names, guys, is why. Last names right now, guys, had a professionalism. It kept students in a certain realm, away from teachers and being personalized. I think because you say, hey, how was your weekend, Mrs. Such and Such? Mrs. Such and Such would be like, well, I went to the park, I read a book. She could lie to her students, But hey, Sarah, how was your weekend? Well, I was hanging out at the bar. I drank myself under the bar. I with this, and the third. You see where it is now? There's no professionalism in the way anymore, right? And especially if you ask, hey, Mrs. Such and Such, Mrs. Rodriguez. Miss Rodriguez, how was your weekend? Well, I hung out with my family. I did this, I did that, and I did the third. Now, Miss Rodriguez's first name is Sarah. Well, Sarah, how was your weekend? There's no professionalism and there's no respect for the adults. When you use last names, there is a respect for adults that needs to be respected when you're a teacher. Not this, hey, cool bullshit. My first name is such and such, and I'm going to be that cool teacher. These motherfuckers watch Dangerous Minds one too many times with Michelle Pfeiffer, right? And they want that professionalism with kids and teachers. That's just always be. But we don't do that anymore. Now we're just like, yeah, all right, Karen, thank you for, you just got rid of that professionalism. You got rid of that adult bullshit, And so now you got these teachers banging their students left and right. I mean left and right. There are more female teachers, at least here in New York City now, that are banging their students than male teachers. And I'm not saying one is right over the other, but it's out of control now. And more of these teachers are befriending their students instead of keeping them at a distance because of the first name basis shit. If I was in class, hey, Mr. Charles, what's going on? And that's where it should be. It shouldn't be my first name. So the Verrazano Bridge incident right now is just a stolen car thing that happened in Brooklyn, ended up on a Verrazano Bridge, and one guy got away on foot, and that's what Pete had said earlier. Right, so it's pretty much everything Pete said. Yeah, that's all it was. It wasn't anything. And of course, like the stolen car shit here in New York City, guys, out of control. I mean, I think the stolen car thing around the country is out of control. But here in New York City, it's and the thing is, it's like they take your car to joyriding it. Oh, PA, Philadelphia, forget it. Philadelphia is the Wild West of fucking stealing cars and joyriding your shit. It's out of control over there. The amount of crime that's going on in Philly is out of control. Josh, no, they don't. Women, not that women don't go to jail. Women don't get the same amount of time as men do when they when they commit the same crime. When they commit the same crime, they get less time. Right? So all these women that are banging their students, they're getting no time to very little time, if at all. And the time they're getting is like probation. So they're actually not doing jail time, they're all getting probation from the ones I've read. Anything egregious that was done to the kid, like this lady is being charged with rape, she's probably going to go to, if it's true, she's going to go away. Because that's one thing that you can't get around. But if it's consensual, and that's the dangerous thing about this consensual bullshit that they're trying to push now, because if a student is consenting to it, the charges get dropped. Or not dropped, but get downgraded. Right? So that's a dangerous fucking area that we're entering right now when you start downgrading shit like that. So, yeah. Someone said women get more time for murder. Women do not get more time for murder. They get less time for murder. It's always been a thing. It also depends on how the lawyer spins it. But they always get less time. I don't know where you got that from, but Batch, Shaw, Whitney, they get way less time than men. Like, if I killed a dude and a chick killed the same dude, well, we can't kill the same guy. You know what I mean? But we hurt the same guy, she would get less time. 19 teenagers' lives are now gone. But anyway, guys, yeah, this student shit is fucking out of control. So anyway, before we go off, one last thing to tackle: bear attacks, guys. There are bear attacks happening more around me, which are fucking strange. I mean, there hasn't been a bear attack in a while. There was one in Jersey just a couple of months ago. I think it was back in June. There was one in PA a couple months ago, and then there was one in Westchester County. Now, Westchester County is not too far from me. So a 7-year-old was attacked by a bear in Westchester County in his backyard Tuesday morning. That was yesterday. The North Castle Police Department responded to a 911 call of a child's parents who were reported of a bear had attacked their child outside of their Hickory Kingdom Road home. Sounds like a hoity-toity area. In Armonk around 11:15 a.m. The child suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was taken by EMS to Westchester Medical Centers. I know exactly where that is, so that's pretty close. The bear remained in the backyard where the attack occurred and continued to present a danger to first responders and area residents. The bear was then euthanized and carried out, yada, 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 and destroyed in the whole that 9 yards. So, guys, bear attacks are on the rise nationwide. I've been looking at them. I've been following closely because I have a suspicion with these animal attacks going on. And animal attacks all over, guys. Not just bears, not just, there was a whale attack, right? Killer whales, had attacked a kayak the other day, and then a couple weeks later, or a week later, they attacked a boat. So it seems like animals all over, guys, are either fed up with our bullshit or something's in the air. Because again, the bear attacks here in the East Coast are minimal, 1 or 2 a year. I think we're up to 6 or 7 this year alone, and the year's not even done with. They're not even in hibernation mode. So I just have a theory with it, and I'm keeping track of it. There was a bear attack in Colorado. The bear broke into the woman's home and started attacking her. Now, the woman was only 82 years old. She escaped the encounter with some scratches. She woke up to the bear bothering her, I guess, or attacking her, and it was in the dead of night. She escaped through the double door of her mudroom. A small, cinnamon-colored black bear jumped at her, scratched her on her legs. She was able to shove the bear off of her quickly and shut the door in the room where she left the bear in. The bear was believed to weigh 100 pounds, frantically ran around the room before scaling a shelf and ripping through an open window screen to escape. The wildlife park people are looking for this bear. This is in Colorado. So again, we're seeing more and more bear attacks. We're seeing more and more animal attacks. Yes, Brandon, Mother Nature's fed up with us. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm gathering. Shark attacks have been on the rise as well. Those sharks normally attack. There have been more shark attacks this year than, if I'm not mistaken, last year and the year before. Bear attacks are up, right? And now I'm waiting for, fucking Bigfoot to start whipping people around the forest. Because why not, right? Why not add that weirdness to all the bullshit we got going on? Bigfoot starting to box people in the woods. Because this shit's just getting out of control. A new Earth. That would be interesting. A new Earth that we could fuck up. Because that's all we're doing. We're fucking it up. Werewolf sightings. Yellowstone National Park. There was a sighting of something that looked like a werewolf a couple of years ago. A ranger said that she was, and this is why she quit her job, by the way. A ranger states that she was coming down the road, dark as hell, no lights obviously, right, for star views, saw something cross the road. As it crosses the road and it gets to the far right side of the road, ready to go back into the bush, or field, sorry, it looks at her and she swore it was a wolf on hind legs. And then it ran off into the forest. She said she turned around. She turned the car around. She drove the car and faced the direction of the field to see if she could see this thing running. And she saw something moving, but she couldn't see it. And she turned the car around and she went back fucking to base and she quit. She was like, fuck this. I'm done. I concur. I see some shit in the woods I can't explain. Like, I can explain Bigfoot. But she said it looked like a werewolf because of the hind legs and it stood upright. And she looked and she was like, nope. I would have done the same thing, man. I would have fucking retired, man. Fuck that noise. Brandon, if Yellowstone erupts, it depends on how it erupts. There's multiple arguments. Sounds like a skinwalker. But isn't a skinwalker essentially a werewolf? I mean, I've been hearing about skinwalkers, but when I see skinwalkers, I think of werewolves. Werewolf, Dogman, Super Soldier. That could still be running amok. But anyway, if Yellowstone erupts, there's debates on how it's going to erupt. Right? One debate is that the entire caldera drops in. If that happens, the entire caldera erupts, the United States is done, the world is going to suffer. And a large percentage of people are going to die. Right? And I would say probably 90%, right up there with an EMP attack. Though I heard the other day that if an EMP attack happened, EMP war, 90% of the United States wouldn't die. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. The math doesn't make sense. But that was a conversation from an EMP expert. So we shall see. The only way we're going to know is if we watch it happen. The government's not ready to take care of us. Most of America's not ready to take care of themselves or prepped for this. So 90% might be high. I would probably venture to say maybe 75% would definitely perish. 90% on the high side, being that with no medical care, that other percentage of people are definitely going to die. There is a large percentage of people who are dependent on the medical system. They're already gone. They're checked out. And then I would say another 70% after that. But it depends. I'd like to see an actual study done on the percentage of people that would die. Now, the 90% came from the EMPcommission.org. That was their numbers. But this guy said that less people might die. Who knows? We shall see. I do know some martial arts. When I was younger, I took karate, taekwondo, and aikido when I was younger. And I was looking to get back into it. And I took kickboxing recently. But the kickboxing I did was like gay kickboxing. It was kickboxing heavy bag. I wasn't in the ring with somebody. And then I've taken boxing before. I've done that as well. So I got a couple things under my belt. But the one thing about fighting, guys, that people should know when you take a fighting style, you got to be dedicated to it, right? You have to dedicate yourself to one style or two, and you have to live and breathe that shit. Like with boxing, when I started taking martial arts, my stance was a little different than it is now. Now I have more of a boxing stance where I tuck my chin in and I live and breathe my boxing technique. Throwing kicks and stuff like that, I got back into when I took martial art. When I took kickboxing. Right? So when I took kickboxing, my kicks are solid now. And they're back to what it was when I was younger. But you have to live and breathe it, guys. And the live and breathe fighting styles, you have to always train. Right? You could take martial art classes, but you have to get into a fight in the street. Or you have to get into a realistic fight at some point in time to test that theory. Because the problem with fighting is, for a lot of people, it's just a theory. That in the movies we watch, you watch a guy go pow pow, and you're like, oh man, that looks good. In real life, it doesn't look that clean. It never looks that clean, right? And so you got to live and breathe that shit. And you have to unfortunately get into a fight in the street to see how it's going to look. Right? Most fights look like street brawls. Now, there are fights like even with Bruce Lee or Donnie Yen. He just recently got into a fight and he whipped everyone's ass. That was the guy that played the blind man in Rogue One, or Ip Man. Ip Man. For those of you who know who Ip Man is, he recently got into a fight, if I'm not mistaken, if it was recent, and he beat up 6 guys. Right. So yeah, you got to live and breathe it, because if you know how to fight, the one thing about fighting too is that a lot of us don't do, that is hard to fucking do, is you can tell certain fighters, and you can tell when you look at certain people what they're going to do next. And if you can calculate that, you can counter what they're going to do before they do it. And therefore, your fighting's going to look clean in that first part of the fight. When you fight most of these street thugs out here, they all of them want to swing for your head. So you know that you got to block your head, because that's where the hits are coming, right? But now, if you fight somebody who looks like they're a fighter, who knows what they're doing, now you got to calculate shit. All right, this guy's a fighter, I'm going to have to do something different. I'm going to have to approach this differently. I'm going to have to block my midsection first before my head, you know? And you got to think, not overthink, but think about what you're going to do and think methodically in the fight, right? When you fighting these assholes out here, you know that they're going to swing for your head. So you know that's what you're going to protect the most and then you know that they're going to leave their lower body exposed because everything is up above. You watch these kids fight all the time on videos. They look like assholes. But now you fight somebody who tucks his chin in, keeps his fucking elbows low and his hands in front of him. You're like, all right, this guy's a fighter. This is fucking something. This is something entirely different. Yes, it's good to know to defend yourself. And listen, I don't oppose violence. I absolutely believe it's a necessity at times, but I don't think you should use it unnecessarily, if that makes sense, right? If that makes sense, I don't think people should just fucking haul off and start exuding their strength and beating people up for no apparent reasons, right? So anyway, with that, guys, we're gonna go off the air now. I think I was on a little longer than I should have been. All right, yeah, a little longer than I should have been. But anyway, guys, yeah, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the doubleheader. Also, guys, please do me a favor. Donate to the Caleb House. If you have to rewind this video. Did I say rewind this video? If you have to go back and look at the screenshot, do so. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for dealing with my bullshit. And I will see you guys for the doubleheader tomorrow night.